let's get let's get into this Jerry
Hey man,
Black Swift Hurd
Oh
fight.
boy.
I'm gonna let you lead.
So,
Go ahead, lead off, LB, and I'm gonna follow up, and I'm gonna let y'all that didn't pick her get to it.
Which is only one person.
No,
Right? Yeah,
Just
yeah.
saying.
4 to
we
1.
should
Right?
let him go first.
Yeah, let him go first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let him
true,
go.
true.
Yeah.
He,
What's the fun about the fight, bro?
he was the one that said, "Oh, we rewind the tape.
Oh,
Let's
man.
rewind the tape."
Oh
Gun,
man,
Get that slow motion
I-
ready.
step into the
I-
hot seat,
Law and Order
sir.
sound effect. Gun, gun.
I had Laura winning the fight. I mean, I don't understand.
I knew he was gonna say
Well,
that.
okay, so what was your card? What was your prediction of the card, and then what was the outcome of the card?
My prediction of the card was Lara to win 9 rounds of 3. Lara to win 9 rounds of 3. What's that? 117,
I
111.
think so, yep.
Yeah.
Instead, I had him winning 115 to 112. He got knocked down in the last round. 8 rounds to 4. The judges had it 6-6, 6-6, 7-5. I mean, so at the end of the day, Hurd won. He definitely won. He got the knockdown. Lara shouldn't have let him get that knockdown in. That's what changed the fight from a majority draw. I mean, it changed it from a majority draw to a
If
loss.
your card looked like that, it was trash.
That's what we could say now. But at the end of the day, Lara didn't do enough to stay away from her. I don't know if it was, what was it? Somebody had brought up his tires or something like that before. I can't remember what it was, but he didn't stay away from her enough.
Yeah, he needs you.
Part of the-
Tread on his tire.
Yeah,
There's no
he couldn't
more.
and I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm not even gonna say that he didn't move, because he tried to move at some points, but it looked like he just couldn't get away. So I mean, because that's
It looked
also
like her was wearing his ass out. That's why he couldn't get away.
You know, it's funny how in this year, people say that Cuban fighters can't fight exciting way. But 3 of the best fights actually this year are with Cuban fighters, like Lara versus Hurd from last night, and there's Dorticos versus Gassiev, and also Ortiz versus Ryder. All the Cubans lost, but they still gave a good fight.
they all turned 40 the same day, except for Ortiz turned 50.
Yo,
The true age was
LB,
exposed.
LB,
Wow.
break down what you saw, bro.
All right. First of all, I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna put a disclaimer out there. It ain't for y'all, but just all the fans out
In the
there
library.
listening. The library fans, SoundCloud, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, IG, all of that shit. We have to start realizing what we're watching and what we're seeing happening live in these boxing matches, round for round. The whole 3 minutes of the round. There is like an epidemic of bad fucking scoring, and it pierces my heart and soul. The way they tried to rob Hurd of that win last night. Because nobody who gets their ass kicked the way Lara did should have lost a fight that closely. The scoring that these judges, the criteria, bro, look, real shit. I'm gonna break it down like this. Lara, we knew coming in he's gonna have clean, accurate, hard, flush punches. We knew that was gonna happen.
Right.
But it was all about him doing that enough to win the round or the majority of the actual round. He would look good and land a 2 or 3 punch combination for 8 seconds. He'll pivot or move, pop, 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 pop. And then, okay, Hurd to eat that, shake his head, whatever the fuck, walk forward, spamming uppercuts, X button, dab, triangle, oh, fucking right hook, fucking left hook. And he would do this for like maybe 40 seconds, push Lara to the other side of the ring, and then, okay, Lara finally stops blocking and, says, okay, fuck it, let me take my finger off of R1, and he'll land some counters. He'll land some counters, and everybody's like, "Oh wow!" Now that's only takes 5 seconds of the round, and then Hurd will do the same offensive assault and take up 30 seconds of the round. So when you dissect the 3-minute round, Lara only really was active and effective for maybe 45 seconds out of that whole round, or 30 seconds of that round. Meanwhile, for the rest of the round, is Hurd basically mollywopping this nigga. So I don't know how the fuck you could give Lara 6 rounds in that fight. He won 4, maybe 5 tops, but when any more than 5 rounds for Lara, it's like wow. Back foot boxing doesn't work if you get outlanded. Message.
But doesn't it go from round to round rather than total?
Yeah.
Like you're saying that how he looked, but Lara didn't get busted open until like the last 2 or 3 rounds.
Right.
And that's when his eyes started to close when Hurd
That's when
started
the
jabbing.
ass whooping took to another level. That's what
That's when it went to another level.
Level
Oh,
up.
man,
Lara was after the 6th round, Lara was done. He was fighting on heart alone. The movement stopped, and he started covering up. He was looking like Mickey Ward out there. Mickey Ward versus fucking Antonio Margarito.
This fight went exactly how I predicted it, how I called it from the beginning, and it wasn't no extra expertise in it. It's exactly how the Harrison fight went, exactly how the Trout fight went. He got boxed for the first 4 or 5 rounds, and then after that he pressed him out. That's exactly what I said was gonna happen. He was gonna pressure Lara. He kept the pressure consistent all 12 rounds. He was touching Lara all 3 minutes of every single round, whether he was hitting elbows or he was ripping them with left hooks to the body. He was touching Lara up, man. He would hit him with the left hook to the body, then he would come with the uppercut. I mean, Lara was wore out, bro. I mean, I don't know how anybody could have Lara winning. Even before the knockdown, I didn't have Lara winning.
Well, I mean, look.
I think I understand judging the fight by every round, but then it's like you got to step back and look at the fight as a whole. You know what I mean? And he's over the whole fight is going a certain way. It starts off and it's going a certain way, and then you could just tell, bro. Like Lara, if that fight would have been one more round, you would have saw Lara get stopped viciously.
Right, he would have got stopped, but you can't step back. But you know, y'all all know you can't do that. You can't judge a fight overall. You have to judge it by that particular round. Even if Lara,
and that's what I'm saying.
I judged it by both, and Hurd won both ways, bro. That's how I look at it.
I mean, my thing is, I thought there was in the second half of the fight there were some swing rounds, and that's why I gave the fight to Lara. I gave the fight to Lara by 1 though. But I mean, I did think that Lara in the first half was outboxing Hurd, even though Hurd was just eating these shots and moving forward. But in the second half, though, Hurd did increase the ass whooping. But I did think in some of those rounds that Lara did work. But yeah, the last 2 rounds definitely I think lost the fight. For Lara, I mean for Lara officially. But you know, I still think that there was enough. I mean, there's still enough swing rounds that you can say, okay, yeah, you know, you can see Lara winning these couple rounds here and there. That's what makes this fight. I mean, that's why it makes this fight, well, in like debating these scores, you know, so like crazy. You know, that's why everyone has these different opinions. It's like, I mean, I see it like news. I mean, I didn't see it as wide as news. I mean, I didn't see like a 115, 112 type of deal. But you know, it was close enough where, you know, you could see Lara winning the fight. It wasn't wide. Hurd did not win this fight like by more than maybe 3 rounds. Anything more than, and I think that's kind of crazy.
8 rounds to 4, I think for Hurd is a good solid score. 7 rounds to 5 for Hurd, great score. It wasn't wider than that.
I also don't think so. I had it draw with I had one round as a 10-10. I don't remember which one.
We're gonna need you to explain that one.
Oh Lord. Let me give me another twist.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that round too.
Which one?
Let's hear about that one that you scored 10-10.
No, I don't remember which one was it. but it was in the second half. Sometimes,
Replays
I
on
think.
YouTube.
And actually, I picked Lara before the fight. I slightly leaned toward Lara. I thought he's gonna win on some type of, like some 7-5 shit, like with the Hurd coming up at the end. But it won't be enough. I'm actually glad though, because I was rooting for Hurd.
Hurd won. I'm just saying. I'm looking at the scorecards. I got my receipts in front of me. I'm looking at the scorecards. Second, 9th, and 12th. Those are the only 3 rounds he won on all 3 judges' cards. Lara, on the other hand, he won the first round on all 3 cards. He won the 7th round on all 3 cards. He won the 10th and the 11th on all 3 cards.
Hell no. No.
I'm just saying. So
Watch
at the end of the day,
fight. Ain't no way that man.
all 3 judges, the only rounds where they all swept the card, Lara had more. All the other ones were toss-ups, like P were saying. A lot of them were close. A lot of them were working.
The judges were horrible.
You mean in the 11th round when he almost got stopped, he won?
That's what I'm talking
about. Come on, man.
Lara was out.
Cards in the 11th round.
Man.
Because I made the prediction for the 11th round knockout. I was like, oh shit, this actually happened.
I gave him just to make sure.
Just keep the jabs.
I got that 11th as well. Lara took that 11th round. Me and Steve Farhood seen it the same way.
His
scorecard was trash, man.
It started off trash. It ended trash.
Farhood's commentating is
consistent though. It was consistent. It was consistently trash.
Yeah, Farhood's I usually find Farhood to be on point, but last night, not really.
I think it was the 6th round. Lara landed a clean ass uppercut.
Right.
Y'all remember that shit?
Yeah.
How can you give? That was like the only motherfucking shot he landed in that round, but yet people giving him that round just because of that one uppercut. That's all everybody remember.
That's what I'm talking about.
Man, you gotta watch the whole 3 minutes of the round.
The rounds weren't even competitive like that, and niggas is giving Lara the round just for looking good for 30 seconds of the whole 3-minute round.
Crowd reaction affects judges too.
You should get a clean ass counter off if a motherfucker is pressuring you the whole fight at every second. You should get that off.
Exactly. On, but it's like, what do you do after that clean counter?
Let me ask y'all this then. What do you do after this fight? No, is it we don't want to see Hurd and Lara again? Is it over?
No, I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that again.
I do want
to see that again.
It's gonna end up worse. It's gonna end up worse the next time.
I do want to see it again, but not next.
Right, it definitely. I mean, Lara needs some time off because if Lara fights an immediate rematch with Hurd, Hurd will finish him. I mean, because Lara took a shitload of punishment last night. You can't. I mean, you need some tune-up. You need like a soft touch or whatever. But yeah, in the immediate rematch, Lara's done.
He needs a new set of tires.
Hey, so
it took Kell Brook 2 fights with Golovkin and Spence to get the ass whooping that Lara got with Hurd. Think about that.
Well, I'll tell you why. That's because Kell Brook quit against GGG.
Well, either he quits or he goes blind. What do you want to do?
I know, right?
What I'm saying, if Lara would have quit, we don't know what happened to Lara's eye. I was looking crazy after that fight.
But did he get it broken?
His trainer stopped it.
Was it broken though?
We gonna make it okay to quit if you kill him. That's all I'm.
Hey, that's what I was just about to say. It's 2 things, right? So Lara is the last of the Cubans, right?
Yup.
Where do y'all put Hurd as far as the rankings, and where do you put him as far as where Lara was before this fight was set?
He's at the top now. He's the man at the top. Yeah.
He's the man at super welterweight now.
Yeah. Because Lara was the guy. Whether we like him or not, at 154, he was the guy.
Shaky. He was the guy, and he was shaky.
Yes, but he was still the guy.
Yeah. So
he took him out. He's the guy. That's
True.
just the way I look at it. Who else is who? I mean, that's really it. He's the guy by default.
Yeah, because you know
So-
Canelo was doing Canelo way.
UK edition.
Exactly.
I think he's gonna be the Canelo GGG. You can put him as number one. He, as resume wise, he should be number one ranked in the division. But just like Canelo, he's not the best middleweight. He's not the best junior middleweight. Charlo is. He's gonna be ranked number two. But
Lara is the
GGG.
most skilled 154 pounder there. So if it's not based on skill, if it's not based on resume and it's based on skill, and he beat skill, then how can you deny him the spot just because he
Deny him
got
what
his
spot?
resume?
But he said he's number one.
I said he's number one. I'm saying just like Canelo's ranked number one at middleweight, but GGG is ranked number two. But
Gotcha.
I don't think any. You know what I mean? Charlo's going to be ranked number two. Hurd's going to be number one. But I think that Charlo is actually the best 154 currently. You know what I mean? Like as far as what we see. That's
Gotcha.
all.
Yeah, but that's different than Canelo and Golovkin. Golovkin, his number one is like on his number two is on some like, well, he's the best and he's the most accomplished middleweight. Charlo's is more on some, he's the best, but he's not the most accomplished.
I mean, it's kind of like Thurman being number one at welterweight.
But he's the
not-
best and the most accomplished.
Now, he's not the best welterweight, but he's ranked number one there.
It's
Like,
the
And
eye
he's the
test.
most accomplished.
That's amazing. Huh? If you go, if
It's
you
the
go
eye
strict,
test.
Are we going by talent
Canelo
or
the only
resume?
one number one.
We're going by the eye test.
strict, if you go
Oh, it's
by
back.
resume, you have to go. Man, that's the problem that people have. You can't just go by the resume only for the number one fighter. You have to go by the resume for every fighter in that division. Then, if he's not number one, who's number two? Who's number three? I mean, it changes. There's a lot of people that's ranked high that don't have the resume to be ranked high. It's people on the pound for pound list that shouldn't be on the pound for pound list.
But I
Resume.
think it's a little
Who?
different. Like,
Hey.
All- I test
Let
all
me
of
ask a question
Name,
though.
name,
How
name.
about
I
like
think
a-
the
names
it's a
out
little
here.
different. Pound for pound list. Pound for pound list is a little different. Eye test can matter more there actually than divisional rankings because in divisional rankings, it's easier to actually rank the regimes, the accomplishments. So I think
Saddam Ali gets no credit for beating Cotto?
That's what I'm saying.
He
There's
gets
no-
credit.
He
No,
gets
he's-
credit for me.
He's
resume.
the underdog.
Hold on, one person at a time. Man.
Going by resume, that's a great question. I want to hear this. I'll let y'all answer that. Resume, right? Who beat a better? How many people better than? Who got a better resume at 154 than Saddam Ali?
And
Yeah.
Better than Charlo, but no one's saying Ali is number one.
That's what I'm saying.
how's
It
the crowd
doesn't
beat
make-
Cotto before?
First, the resume don't just go by the first rank. If you only use resume strictly, you have to use resume strictly for every fighter. Is what I'm saying. So if that's the case, then Saddam Ali would be ranked, the same. He would be ranked high too, and he is. He actually is ranked high. But I'm saying, what do we think? Like, are we going
He
by?
should be at the top of 154. He should be top 5 at least, at the minimum. He's behind Hurd
should
and
be right.
Charlo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
What about-
Default as
I mean,
a champion, I hope so. Shit.
Where do you think Lara goes? Where do y'all think Lara falls to? How about that?
Like
We
number
talk-
10.
Behind
I think
Andre.
it's still in the top 5. I think.
Nah,
Andre's
he ain't in no
Andre's
top
not even at
5.
Who
154.
who's ahead of him? Like which
I
five
give you the
fighters?
rankings. I give you the rankings. The top 10 right now was Lara was number 1, Charlo was number 2, Hurd was number 3, Ali was number 4, Ryan Castano was number 5, Liam Smith was number 6, Austin Trout number 7, Michael Suro number 8, is that Selecki number 9,
Yeah.
J Rock number 10.
But
Am I-
you see,
we're not dropping Lara
you see, Lara had a competitive loss to another champion. I wouldn't put him behind
Lara
Liam
at 3.
Smith. I mean, Liam Smith. I
He
don't.
the
I
first
gotta be
behind
behind
the last
Austin Trout.
champion.
Huh?
Nah, he behind Ali probably. If Ali is the last
Probably.
ranked champion, then he behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Laura's number 5.
I think everybody moves up a spot, but Lara goes no lower than 4th.
right.
I can't
Right,
see him being
exactly.
ranked
That's
behind
exactly
Ryan
what I'm saying.
Castano or
I
Liam
mean-
Smith.
I agree.
I mean, Lara would have to lose to a complete bum for me to actually drop him up from the top 5 at 154.
He got whooped so bad. That's an extra spot for him.
So let's talk about the size. I want to talk about the size thing, cause y'all brought that up. Let's talk about the size.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what Hurd does in this camp though, but I mean, this is like Junior. I mean, the guy, I don't understand how he makes 154. I mean, he makes it under 154, and then he comes in the ring, and he's like 20 pounds heavier. Like, I mean, this shit is crazy. Like, no one is like raising the eyebrows, seeing like what the hell he's doing, because Hurd honestly shouldn't be fighting at 154. You know, I mean, he's a weight bully. I mean, that's plain and simple. I mean, he's winning these fights because he's so damn big. But
if you could make the weight, you make the weight.
Jeez.
You can make the weight, you make the weight. You can't put that against him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think that the skill that Hurd showed, besides the fact that besides the fact that he comes forward, the skill that he's shown was that he has a great chin. I mean, no, he has a great chin. He has fast hands. He was throwing a lot of fast shots at him, and he keeps coming forward like he has determination. Like I said the other day, everything isn't just about physical talent. Like your mental, his mentality. He's not deterred by your punches. That punch that Lara landed on him, when it rocked him for a little bit, all it did was reset, and he started coming right back forward.
Yeah, he definitely felt that though, because he stepped back and did a little stutter step to the sideways for like a minute, and then after that he just went right back to work.
I mean,
Hurd is.
go ahead.
Hurd, I'm gonna just say this one last thing about Hurd. I think if he ever loses, the way that he fights, he's gonna be one of them people that's avoided, because he's gonna be nothing but high risk. Because it's hard to beat a fighter.
Until he gets to the higher weights. Until he gets to the higher weights, and his size won't be that much of an advantage.
Yeah, but at 154, where he currently is, I think that the way that he fights is definitely high risk. It's high reward right now because he definitely has 2 belts.
I think Charlo could beat him. I think Charlo will bully the bully. I'm telling you, I think Charlo's the one guy that actually can do that. I think he can bully the bully.
I mean, basically, right now, Hurd is the 154 Sean Porter. That's what it is right now.
Whoa.
No.
DJ Scratch.
I like Hurd's punch selection though, as far as when he's coming inside, because that's really where he want to get you, right? He was killing Lara's body. I mean, he was ripping shots to his ribs and everything, and when they wasn't landing clean on the body, they was still hitting his guard. They was hitting, his elbows, and it ain't like them shits just they pillows. You know what I mean? You still feel them shits.
Nah, he had the red mark on his side. I saw that. Lara had a big red mark on his side. You could see that he was hitting the body. And Lara doesn't like body shots. Most people don't like body shots.
Y'all wondering why he wasn't moving? Come on, man.
Exactly.
Lara was standing his ground though. He was standing his ground.
He had to.
He came out like this.
No, he toughed it out. You know what I'm saying? Unlike other Cuban fighters that wanna, fucking quit when the going.
Rigo.
Oh my goodness.
He actually he took a beating and toughed it out.
Please find Rigo.
No, it's true.
Where's Rigo?
We haven't seen Hurd versus a great puncher yet either. Like a huge puncher.
I'm like, damn, he's fought like good punchers.
No,
Tony Harrison could punch. Laura could punch.
Yeah, but
Trout is high. Trout is decent.
Harrison can punch too.
Fighters like they typically that pressure fighters. They typically have those great chins, where you gotta have great power in order to even affect them. I like to see him versus him, but I don't know anybody at 154 like that.
So we talking Charlo, right? We talking Charlo versus Hurd, right? So what do y'all think about that one?
I like Charlo.
Charlo and his demon uppercut.
Charlo 60-40.
So nobody picking Hurd versus Charlo.
I think
it's an even fight, really.
55.
Even.
I'm gonna have to go on the Hurd side for this one.
I mean, I wouldn't surprise if Hurd would pull it off, but.
No, Hurd is a beast. Hurd is a problem for anyone.
I mean,
Hurd could move up and fight Golovkin right now and give Golovkin hell, and that's a middleweight champion. Like Hurd is that dude, just the size, the power, quick hands.
I'm watching the replay.
I don't think
different angles.
I'm watching the replay right now, and wow, like I could see why Lara had to stand his ground because he had no choice. Like Hurd is on him like glue.
Right. He's too big.
The pressure.
Yeah, he's too big, and he was
pressed
just right
in,
there.
Literally just like pressed in.
But see, this is the thing. Lara, after he landed those combinations, he would try to cover up or wait for her to be reactive. It's like, yo, once you land the combination, step to the side, turn him. It's like press him back more. It's just he didn't do enough. Like, I guess he's banking on y'all type niggas scoring the fight and giving him 9 rounds and shit.
We did.
Y'all.
We did. We gave him his rightful scores.
9 rounds.
He got knocked down.
I know, right?
He got knocked down. I gave him 8 rounds.
How's niggas scoring this fight? Hold on.
I gave him
could
8.
win just doing this.
He did. But Charlo beats Hurd, man. I don't see that as a 50-50
I think
I see that as
Hurd
No,
is
it's
a
not
little
50-50, but like 60-40 or something for me.
60-40.
55-45.
Yeah, even better.
I would give it to Charlo, but it would be like a really hard fight to get it.
What are y'all? Are y'all talking points? Or are y'all talking KO?
No, who I favor.
I know. Y'all
I'm always assuming. I'm always
gonna
assuming
whip
if it
by
goes the distance. I always consider if it goes the distance.
Yeah,
So
me too.
considering going the distance, I think it would be like one of those close where it'd be like this difference is either by 1 point or 2, because it would just be
When
like a
this the last
115,
time
113 fight. Charlo.
we
I
seen
think
we
Charlo
seen
could close out the fight better than these other cats. He has the durability, he has the skill set, the power, endurance, all of that shit to win the first half and survive her coming on late or in the middle rounds and still kind of close out the fight strong and win 7 rounds to 5 type shit. That's how I'm looking at it.
outside of Charlo's power. Do y'all think that Hurd has now not seen anything not like Charlo versus has Charlo fought anybody that's like Hurd? Because his last fights was against Lubin, Hatley. Those was quick fights. He didn't put a lot of rounds in. So when you look against like how they fighting and the fights they coming off of, do you think right now that, or are you that confident that Hurd wouldn't beat Charlo?
I wouldn't bet on it.
I would bet on it.
No,
I'm
not
not confident that
confident.
Hurd is not being Charlo.
Anybody could win that fight.
We seen Hurd in like 3 straight wars, and Charlo he knock your ass out, so he get it over with. But I'm just saying, if it turned into one of those type of fights,
I think Charlo's a better boxer. I mean, people forget that because Charlo's been knocking people out, that Jermell Charlo was known as the boxer of the two at first.
The struggle.
He already win all his distance fights earlier.
he just fought a boxer though and beat his ass.
Yeah.
But I mean, are you asking me if Charlo wins, or are we ever seen what we've seen out of Charlo? I don't think that Lara. I don't think that Hurd has seen a Charlo. I don't. Because the size that Charlo has. Who's he?
He's seen the boxing skill, but maybe not the physical.
Right, yeah, he doesn't have the physical.
I agree with y'all that he got a mixture of all the things you need to beat Hurd though. I definitely agree with you there.
That's all I'm saying. I'm giving Charlo doesn't have a bad read. Got rid of Lubin, got rid of Hatley, got rid of John Jackson.
Well, he was getting outboxed by John Jackson though.
Yes, he
Yeah,
was.
he was getting outboxed. That's why I said struggle boxer. He said, "Oh, he's a better boxer."
He wasn't getting his ass whooped. He was still in the fight. It was competitively.
He
was
that knockout.
competitively losing.
I mean, he
Niggas be
was.
making it like he was getting thrashed before he knocked him out. Like, nah.
He needed that knockdown or knockout. He did.
No, but he was down on the cards though. I mean, John Jackson was up on those cards like a good amount before he got KO'd.
Actually, none of the, if I recall correctly, none of the judges gave Charlo a round. I think maybe they gave him like 1 round. It was like 6-1 at the time.
See, that's what I'm talking about. It's like these niggas exaggerate these fucking judges, man. He wasn't. Niggas make it seem like it was like the first 5 rounds of Trinidad Vargas. Like, no, the fuck it wasn't. Like, No,
Nice.
Charlo was losing, but god dog. Ring gang?
Ring gang.
International.
But yeah, Charlo versus Hurd. That's the next move, and PBC better not drag their feet on this shit. Like this needs to be made in the fall.
No. Hurd was on record as saying if Charlo doesn't fight him next, he's moving up. He said that, and I can pull up the video. I have receipts on that.
Was that
So that
before the
means
fight
Jericho
or
has
after the
easy time
fight?
to get
That
a
was
title.
before the Lara fight. He said because the Lara fight was already made, basically. It was basically already made. It was, and he said he wanted Charlo next, and if not, he was gonna move up because he wasn't gonna dick around and wait another year and get the weight because they were concerned. Oh well, can he still stay at 154? It's like no, I can still stay at 154. Like weight wise, I can hold the weight, but I'm not gonna sit there and play around with my body while Charlo dicks around. If he's not gonna give me the next shot, I'm gonna move up. He said that.
I don't think we'll have to wait for that fight. I mean, it's. I think Jermell wants them 2 belts that Hurd got.
I think he wants them too.
Yeah. I think. I mean, but remember before, like I said in the thread, before the Trout fight, everybody wanted Hurd.
Yeah.
They was on Twitter at him,
Yeah.
in his DMs and shit. You know.
When after he beat Harrison and he looked bad, everybody looked at him as fresh meat.
Right.
But yeah, I got that nigga. I got him. Yo, call Heyman up. We can go over the particulars. Your people call my people. We could do that.
Get that DLC.
That nigga ain't got no defense.
Get that patch update. Couple gigs.
Lara told him that
And we
he
got the
was
fight.
gonna lose his belt in his first defense.
I thought he was gonna lose his belt in his first defense.
Yeah, we all thought that.
Oh man.
Yeah, but it's crazy though. I mean, the Hurd has 2 belts, man. I mean, he's improved. I mean, you don't win like 2 belts like the way some sort of improvement. But But I do agree with News. He still is basic. Like, I mean, there's only so many punches you can take before you finally get cracked. And once people just get cracked, that's like the beginning of the end. And I have a feeling that's where Hurd is going. Because if he doesn't improve his defense, he doesn't stop absorbing all these crazy ass punches that he does.
Who's gonna crack him? Like who's gonna crack the chin? That's what I'm saying.
We don't know. That's what Bob says.
We don't know. That's the whole point.
It could be anybody really.
Yeah, we don't know.
It takes a good punch. Anybody could deliver a good punch at the right moment, right time. That's what makes boxing great.
Because I'm telling you, you can tell by the way Hurd moves in the ring. He don't respect these niggas. Like just the way with the power, like it seemed like he's not hurt at all.
I mean, you
Walking
should.
down.
I would do the same thing if I was fighting.
Like Margarito used to do the same thing. That's why, like, he is kind of like the Black Margarito in a way. Like
At 147.
Man, y'all gotta stop Margarito like this.
Margarito wasn't shit at 154.
No, I'm saying I mean that in a good way.
But I feel
mean
you.
that in a
No,
good way.
you right.
He wasn't 6'1" at 154.
Exactly.
He was 5'11" at 147, and he had the same type of dominance over everyone else because he was too big.
Exactly.
But that's not the only reason that Charlo wins. I'm sorry, not Charlo. That Hurd wins. It's not just because of the fact that he's big. It's the fact that he continues to push forward, and he has the fast hands. Like if he was slow, I thought he was slower than what he is, but yeah, I thought he was slower than what he is. But I seen real early in the fight that his hands ain't slow at all. He may walk slow, but his hands are fast.
Canelo.
Slow feet.
That's another
slow feet. Yeah, you got.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's what another creative fighter. You use all your attributes on nothing but chin and hand speed. Everything
And
else.
heart. And heart.
He split it up
And
around
endurance.
3. Heart,
Chin,
endurance.
heart, speed,
Everything else is on 55.
and power.
When's the last time you saw Lara tired as shit? Like probably in the 10th round, and also that badly damaged.
I was
Probably
shaking.
never.
Yeah.
I've never. I thought that because that was one thing I thought that Lara had. That he had at least the stamina, unlike Harrison and Trout. I thought he had the stamina to go all 12 rounds. And by the 7th round, I see his mouth open, and I'm like, oh shit. Like I knew once, like, 'cause I know what that is. Once you have your mouth open like that, I'm like,
Whoa.
it's only a matter of time. It was. And
Yo, P.
Whoa.
See, I got you. See, yo, P. The difference is that Lara, for the first time in a while, I don't know how long, but in a long time for him, where he was actually fundamentally sitting down and throwing his punches and transferring the body weight and everything and snapping all of his shots and really punching to keep a bigger nigga off of him. So he was not used to that.
Yeah, instead of just 1-2 move, 1-2 move.
Yeah,
that's all he.
It's so easy to 1-2 move and then you move and okay. Do all the fucking sound effects and shit for running. It's easy to do that, but to fucking throw like, okay, hold on, this big ass nigga off of me, bam bam, and then okay, this nigga still there, fuck, bam bam, okay, let me have to move right now, then move, then goddamn, he over here now, bam bam, do that for damn 6 rounds.
Yeah,
his tires was on flat.
Yeah, and the fixing flat was like empty.
They had a hole in them.
Yo, LB's disdain for Lara and his boxing kills me, yo. It's just straight up comedy, yo. This shit has me dying.
I just think he overrated, honestly. If that nigga was from Detroit, nobody would care, bruh. If he was from some regular ass place, if Lara was from fucking Wisconsin or fucking damn Tampa or fucking Alabama, I don't know. I'm just saying, no one would care. The Cuba School of Boxing brand is what makes this nigga's name pop. That's all it is. He ain't no Casamayor.
That's
Word.
true.
just imagine if this shit goes big. Imagine if we make it.
That's gonna happen. So I'm already imagining it.
Facts.
That's why.
If you can believe, you can achieve. That's how you have to think about this, man.
Yeah, but then we then we gotta worry about what we say, because I'm not trying to have no fucking boxer run up on me in the gym and shit.
I'm like, oh, he trains over in this place in Brooklyn. Like, hey nigga, you the one from the Brooklyn place. Where the rest
You
of
know
them
what?
at?
On one hand, it lets you know you made it.